Alright, guys, you know what today is. Today is Friday. No, this is not the prediction that I said I was going to do for the MMA show. This is Take Your Base, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. I'm your host, Flav Oriana. Alright, guys, if you guys been living under a rock, you guys already have known, we're by the ALCS. I know that I didn't give a breakdown, a daily game-by-game breakdown about the ALDS. That we had the matches between the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros, and the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. But for the 11th year in a row, the New York Yankees have not made the World Series. It brings a lot of joy to my body, to my heart, seeing the Yankee fans not being able to say, "Oh, we got 27 rings. We're going for number 28." Still on number 27 for 11 years in a row. All right, and like half your championships were like in the 40s and before that. All right, so I'm very happy that the Tampa Bay Rays, they're in the ALCS. Unfortunately, I had said earlier that I had picked the winner between the the Rays and the Yankees were going to face the A's in the next round. I was sadly mistaken. I had picked the Rays to beat the Yankees. I had picked the A's to beat the Astros. I was half right. I ended up getting the pick with the Rays correct. The Rays were obviously the better team throughout the year against the Yankees. But with the Astros, man. You know, the Astros are playing as the heel. They're playing as the villain, and they're embracing every moment of it. You know, they are baseball's, bad boys. They are pretty much the reincarnation of the bad boy Pistons, but except baseball version. And Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa are leading the way as the most hated players, and they love it. They enjoy it. Well, mainly Carlos Correa enjoys every single minute of being the heel of baseball. And you know what? The Astros are playing out of their minds. And look, I'll tell you right now. First 3 games, Tampa looked great. Outstanding. Tyler Glasnow, Charlie Morton. They look great. And then with Castillo being their closer, he looked lights out. But that was the first 3 games. That was not the whole entirety of the series. As of right now, the series is going on. So I'll tell you what's going on as for Game 6 as we speak. Look, this is what ended up happening for Game 1. All right, so Game 1, Tampa and Astros, right? Tampa and Houston. Close game, all right? But only 3 runs were scored. Tampa ended up winning 2-1. Jose Altuve had hit a solo home run for the Houston Astros. Randy, I can't pronounce his name. Arizona. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's super long. It's longer than my last name. Randy Arozarena ended up hitting a solo home run, and then Mike Zunino in the 5th inning ended up hitting the go-ahead RBI. That was the only amount of runs that were needed to win the game. Tampa wins 2-1. They lead the series 1-0. Game 2, Tampa ends up winning that game 4-2. Manuel Margot had an absolute great game. He hit a 3-run home run. He was great on the outfield. Made fantastic plays. And Mike Zunino, does what Mike Zunino does. He'll probably get you like that one big hit. And he's been playing pretty well throughout these playoffs. He got you a solo home run. But Houston ended up only scoring 2 runs. Carlos Correa, I don't know what it is with him. He's like, how do I say it? Like, he's like playoff Rondo. He picks up in the playoffs, and he always has. So that's why, I gotten mad at the fact that the Astros had cheated in the past. And he's one of them. He's one of the reasons why, Carlos Correa is one of the guys that I've gotten really annoyed with, because, like, this guy's talented. I said it in the previous videos that, this guy was a number 1 overall pick, and he was a number 1 overall pick for a reason. And look what he's doing right now. I mean, like I said in previous videos, we don't know if this guy is cheating or not. We don't know if the whole team is cheating. we're always gonna have that like what if moment because now that they already done it, they can't go back from it. But Carlos Correa hit a solo home run. Carlos Correa does what Carlos Correa does in the playoffs. I mean, he's gonna hit you home runs. He's gonna get big hits, and that's what he does. Lance McCullers had a great game. Unfortunately, he got the loss, and that three-run home run in the first inning by Manuel Margot really ended up making it hard for Lance McCullers to overcome that. Houston offense wasn't there fully, but McCullers pitched a great game. 6 innings, 11 Ks, had a fantastic game. Moving on. Game 3, Tampa ends up winning 5-2. Almost a similarity of Game 2, but that 5-run, I think it was the 5th or 6th inning. That was the biggest reason why Tampa ended up winning. You got a 2-run RBI double by Hunter Renfroe. You got a 2-run single by Joey Wendell. And guys, that was pretty much the ball game. I mean, even though Altuve hit a solo home run, and you had Michael Brantley hitting a solo home run, that was the only offense that Houston had, and they weren't able to pick it up. But yeah, I mean, when you have big outspurts like that in one inning, it's kind of really hard to overcome, especially in the playoffs. I mean, you're facing the top pitchers that the opposing team is due to offer. Tampa has great pitching. They got Glasnow, Blake Snell, Charlie Morton, and that bullpen is stacked with Nick Anderson, Castillos. I mean, I can name them all for you, but Kevin Cash knows what he's doing. I mean, this guy's like a magician when it comes to, he's a chess player, playing human chess, using the Rays as pawns. And we're just watching a giant chess game. But things changed. Things changed in Game 5, and the 71-year-old manager in Houston, Dusty Baker, he always got a trick up his sleeve. So he put his players in the right positions, was able to use his bullpen whenever it was needed. And George Springer, had a 2-run home run. Again, another Jose Altuve home run. And he had 2 RBIs. Again, this is why I get upset with Altuve and Correa. Great players, right? I say more of a great player for Correa as opposed to Altuve because of the fact that him being a little guy and him generating all that power, I mean, it makes you think, I was like, is this guy this good? I mean, look, hitting a baseball, takes skill, all right? You can't just grab anybody off the street and be like, hey, we're going to throw you I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm going to throw a 91 mile per hour fastball right on the bottom left-hand corner, and you got to hit it. Most people can't do it. It requires a skill. But with Altuve, I mean, these guys are pros. If you tell them where the pitch is going to be at and how fast is it most likely going to end up being thrown, that right there is like pretty much giving them the answers for the test, and it should be easier for these guys to end up hitting the ball, whether it's a single, double, home run, you name it. These guys, they're pros. They'll be able to hit the ball. But yeah, and Zach Greinke pitched a great game too. I mean, it was a battle between Greinke and Tyler Glasnow. And Greinke pitched a great game. I mean, he pitched for 6 innings, had 7 strikeouts, only gave up 2 earned runs. Tyler Glasnow pitched the same thing, 6 innings. He had 4 strikeouts, but the only problem is he gave 4 earned runs. And that was the ball game right there. I mean, he gave him 4 runs. Houston ended up winning 4-3. I mean, another sighting of Randy Arozareno. Hitting a 2-run home run, but it wasn't enough. Houston, survives. They live on to see another game. Moving on to Game 5. Now, wow, what a game this was. I mean, this was back and forth. And you got Chi-Man Choi, hitting a home run. This guy's such a character. Brandon Lowe hitting a solo home run. Another sighting of Randy Arozarena hitting a solo home run. I mean, this was a great game. But you're facing the cockroaches of baseball. You're facing the Houston Astros with George Springer, Jose Altuve, Yuli Gurriel, and Carlos Correa, the biggest heel in baseball. George Springer hitting a home run, and in the bottom of the 9th inning, tied game, 3-3. You have Carlos Correa at the plate. I honestly felt confident that Nick Anderson was going to be able to get him out. we are talking about playoff Carlos Correa. Just like there's playoff Rondo, there's playoff Carlos Correa, and he picked it up another level. He ended up hitting this home run pretty much towards the moon, sending them to Game 6. And you know what? That was my biggest fear with Tampa. Them being up 3-0, because it kind of reminded me of 04 with the Yankees and Red Sox. The Yankees had all that momentum. They act lackadaisy. And, you know, little did they know that lead was slipping. And that lead is slipping right now. Look, I believe that the score right now, last time I checked, it was like 7-2. Yeah, it's 7-2. Astros are winning in the top of the 8th inning, and they still got the bases loaded. We're going to see a Game 7. And you know what? If I'm Kevin Cash, if I'm anybody in that organization in Tampa, I am losing my mind. I am nervous. I'm asking myself, what is going on here? And they might be the second team ever to blow a 3-0 lead. It's never been done in basketball. It's been done once in baseball. And I just said it before. The Yankees blew a 3-0 lead to the Red Sox in 04. And it happened to be in the ALCS. So we're seeing a repetition of history at this very moment. The Astros look on fire. I mean, they look like they might be able to make it to the World Series. I might be wrong on my prediction between, you know, I mean, I had originally picked the winner between the winner of Tampa and Yankees, that they were going to face the A's, and I had said Tampa. Remember, at one point I was like contradicting myself whether it was going to be the Yankees versus the A's, but overall I'm wrong. This is going to be, you know, all over SportsCenter, all over every news media outlet right there, that the Astros, the bad boys of baseball, is still not able to die, not be able to get eliminated. And you know what? I think this is going to be great for ratings. People are going to want to tune in, especially when the World Series happens. Just imagine this right now. The Astros and Dodgers back in the World Series. Now, anytime the Dodgers have been eliminated, that team that they got eliminated to has won it all. 2017, it was the Houston Astros. 2018, it was the Boston Red Sox that eliminated the Dodgers. They won the World Series. 2019, in the NLDS, the Washington Nationals faced the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Nationals ended up eliminating the Dodgers. Nationals won the whole thing and didn't win the World Series. Can you just imagine that right now? I mean, the Braves are up 3-1. But from what I'm learning right now in these playoffs right now, that no lead is safe at all. It doesn't matter if it's 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, you name it. No lead is safe. But that just might be for the Astros. Who knows if the Dodgers can climb back. I mean, that's a different story right there. I could just tell you right now, just from at the glimpse of it, I don't even know if I'm being able to make a second video out of this, just because we're already 13 minutes in, and it's more or less like, why not? Braves took the first two games in which they needed, and Brian Snitker has been a pretty darn good manager. Brian Snitker, or I think I said Snicker. Snicker, I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. He's just the K, the I, it's the pronunciation. Who cares? You know, he got a weird last name. Anyways, he's been doing an outstanding job, and he's been outmanaging Dave Roberts. Once again, Dave Roberts has all the resources in the world. He has the best team possible, best team that money can buy. Ends up getting you Mookie Betts. You still have one of the best players in what's it called, Cody Bellinger. You still have Jock Peterson. You still have Max Muncy. You still have the gingerhead warrior, Justin Turner. And you still cannot get it done. It wasn't Don Mattingly's fault, and he just proved it with the way that he ended up, getting the Marlins into the playoffs for the first time since 2003. It's that franchise. For whatever reason it is, the Dodgers can't get it done. And that's just being nice about it. They just can't get it done. All right. Everybody wants us to make it to the World Series. I don't even think they're gonna make the World Series being down 3-1. They're already in the second inning right now, and Atlanta's winning 1-0. Clayton Kershaw had an excellent opportunity yesterday, and once again, his playoff woes continue. It wasn't. Now we can't use the excuse, oh, the Astros messed it up for him. The Astros were the reasons why he had playoff woes. No, it just seems like he's just always gonna have playoff woes. He is the correlation of Peyton Manning. Great regular season numbers. He's always gonna have great numbers. But once the playoffs happen, this guy stinks it up. He chokes. Choke artist. Like Javier says, pandemic P, way off P, pathetic P. That's Clayton Kershaw right now. He can't get it done. After all the years that he's in the MLB, he still can't get it done in the playoffs. Look, the only game that they ended up winning was, I think it was Game 3, when the Dodgers ended up scoring 15 runs. And that might be, they probably used all their runs that they were going to use for the rest of the series. That's not how it works in baseball, but I'm just saying. They blew like their whole gas tank just to win Game 3. Look, they lost 10-2 yesterday. I mean, that six run inning was outrageous. I mean, that just blew the doors off. They lost 15-3, not 15-1. 15-3. They had a historic 11-run inning in the first inning. And then after that, they lost 8-7 in Game 2 and 5-1 in Game 1. They're not winning this game, Game 4. I mean, Game 5. They're not winning this game at all. Then they get eliminated. And what did I just say before? The team that eliminates the Dodgers are going to win it all. So don't be surprised when I say that the Atlanta Braves are going to end up winning the whole thing. And this is without Mike Soroka, who tore his Achilles. Atlanta looks good right now. I mean, they got a future superstar, and if not already a superstar, in Ronald Acuna. You got one of the best hitters in the game in Freddie Freeman. You got Ozzie Albies at second. You still got Nick Markakis. I mean, I don't know what every single GM was doing, this offseason. Why they couldn't sign, Marcell Ozuna. And look how he's playing right now. Outstanding. 2 years in St. Louis, and everybody thought that this guy wasn't worth the money. And he's just proving it once again. This guy's the moderation of Kirk Cousins. Always, putting out great numbers on one-year contracts. So what's going to happen again? People are going to be like, oh, well, we could have picked him up. Yeah, you could have picked him up, but you didn't. Look, I'm predicting it right now. Astros win Game 7. Braves win Game 6. They're both going to meet in the World Series. I don't have a prediction as of right now. I'm saying I said it before that Dodgers or whoever they lose to is going to win the World Series. But from what it seems like, maybe Braves might win it all. I don't know I don't know in how many games. Maybe in 7 games. Maybe in 6. But I'll keep you posted on that. Thank you for watching Take Your Base. I'm your host, Flavo Rihanna. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.